Tell my head, tell them they gotta go. I smoke up, we up, so they goofy up. You talk to them, pack your things and turn my head into your home.
So I'm live.
Wow.
I don't know if people can hear me.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if people can hear me. I don't know if people can hear me. I don't know if people can hear me. I'm check it out on my own goddamn phone. Hey, here comes my wife. Hey, just come in. Oh, I gotta get the gate.
Yeah. It's like my mind is like the amusement park or something. It missing. Huh. 999 to get in here. For the outsiders, the intro break, motherfuckers that don't fit in. Drug abusers, codeine users that been hurt by women. The drug abusing, codeine using, modern day John. Perkins I pocket really ain't nobody business. Since it's just me and you here, I ain't mad out on trip. Way too many. Yeah. Way too many. Yeah. Way too many. Yeah. Way too many. Yeah. Way too many. Way too many. Yeah. World tour, world, seen it with my heart. Watching off the page, this my third time. Everybody asks me how you feel. Feel, but I know I don't feel like fight away, demon feel like Tyson. Cutting blood on my head. What have I done?
Okay, sorry. I'm probably gonna get copyright stricken for this content. You know, I don't know if you guys can you guys see me? Is anybody there? I'm not restarting my system right now. No, I'm not. Oh my god. Are you kidding? Okay. I don't want to end the stream, so hold on. Let me just check something out. Oh my god. This one here. Too much. Too much. So let me get this to her real quick. This is my email I'm giving to her. Or not my email. I'm giving her the YouTube. I'm giving her the YouTube address. That's what I'm giving her. You do. Is it bad or is it good video? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes or no? Shake your head. I can't. No, you can't hear me. I mean, yeah, no. Can you hear me? Can you not hear me? I'm trying to get this as loud as humanly possible. No, that's it. So can you hear it or not? No, you know what? I got this. No, this is what I got. I got this right here. This eliminates all that crazy stuff. This eliminates all of that. So stay in the car for 1 second. I don't even know why I didn't think because I never use it. That's why I didn't think of this because I never use it. Okay, it says I got power. Can you hear me better this way? You can hear me a lot better this way compared to not. Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me? Yes or no? Can you hear me good? Better with this? Better with a microphone? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go on my own phone and look because why can't you answer? Okay, well, so it goes loud. I understand. I understand. So it's like okay, all right. So apparently, this speaker, I mean not speaker. Jesus, that got me all discombobulated. Discombobulated. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I'm out here in the yard. Not in the yard, in the driveway, actually. Whatever. Got to get it together here. Got to get it together, Karen. This is too much freestyle. I'm freestyling. What does the image look like? Does the image look good? Yeah. I'm gonna have to see it on your phone. So when you get out of the car, come this way so I can see it. Just because I gotta check it out. Does it sound like I'm like talking in a microphone? I don't know if it does or if it doesn't. All I know is I got to keep this retarded stand on here. Oh, I shouldn't say that word. It's a bad word. I won't say that word. Karen, what is that? What does the video look like there? How is it? I feel like Ethan. Huh? Wow. That is a huge delayed reaction. Why is, I mean, is your phone buffering or something? Or what do you mean the exact live?
Right now, just right now.
Oh.
Hi guys. Anybody out there?
Your phone is all jacked. You got to restart it anyway because this is nuts. You got to redo your phone. You got to restart it.
Okay.
She's got to restart it.
Cool.
She said hi, and just in case everybody didn't know, or in case you did know,
Interview me.
come this way. Come this way. Sit here. Take that chair. Put it right there.
I don't want to go on like that. Can't we just have video a little bit?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I'm filming it on this thing. I'm not filming it on the. I mean, I'm filming it. I'm live streaming, and I'm filming on the webcam.
Right. Okay.
So it probably looks. Does it look all? It probably looks all jacked.
Check my phone. No, it looks good.
I got to get on there. Okay, Shaitan Hood. So let's see his or my live. Okay, kick back. Come on, man.
Some ice cream. Got any money on you?
Do I have what?
Money? I want ice cream. Get me some money.
Why do you need money?
I want ice cream.
It's in my whatchamacallit. 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 Why is this on constant loop? This is on a constant loop. On this phone, did you hear that? Why is this on constant loop? Okay, now it's off the loop. This is on a constant loop. On this phone, did you hear that? Why is this on constant loop? Wow, there is a mad delay. This is on a constant loop. There's like a mad, like 5-second delay. I ain't even front. I'm no cap, like 5 seconds. On this phone, did you hear that? Why is this on constant loop? Wow, there is a mad delay. This is on a constant loop. There's like a mad, like 5-second delay. I ain't even front. I'm no cap, like 5 seconds. This phone, did you hear that? Yeah, that's nuts, man. Like literally, like, I mean, that's a good image and everything, you know, there's good image and stuff. It's just, it's literally just oh my God, this looks so horrid. It looks so awful. Look at this background. I gotta fix this, man. You guys, I mean, I've only been on here a couple minutes. I don't even know who's up here or who's doing what with what. Let me see if I can use default overlay. The overlay will provide a countdown for the duration of the break you choose from your videos. Add a custom overlay. No, I don't want to do that. Overlay for breaks. That's pretty tight. Pop out dashboard. Pop out dashboard. Pop out, fool. Pop out, yo. All right, concurrent viewers. That'd be my wife. That's funny shit. I guess, right? So I didn't even, I honestly didn't even, I haven't really been doing this. I've only been like playing around with it, and I haven't,
What happened to Memphis and Hamza from 90 Days?
Sorry. So your speaker is now taking over. Oh no, this is my fault. What am I doing? Sorry, guys.
What happened to Memphis and
I was checking my stream. On your, and I thought I was using your phone, but I guess I am not using your phone when in fact I'm using my own phone. So there's like a 5-second delay. I guess that's in case I do something cray cray. Did you hear that? It's literally like a 3-second delay. It's like, and a 3-second delay is like this. 1, 2, 3. So you can get a lot of words in 3 seconds. I swear to God, you can get a lot of words in like 3 seconds. I don't know how many words that was. All I'm saying is you can get a lot of words into like 3 seconds. That's it. So let's talk about moderators, shall we? Moderators are an integral part of your online network and presence, and they help you weed out the undesirables, shall we say, on your live feeds, especially the live feeds, right? They help you in your chat room, and they literally make sure that nobody's bullying people, stuff like that, right? But turns out most of the moderators on these channels power trip. There's no other way to say it, right? They power trip. What do they power trip on? They power trip for the simple fact that they have the power to put somebody on a timeout. They have the power to lead the conversation. Everybody gets to see, hey, you're a moderator. Wow. And people aspire to be a moderator. But, now I'm a grown man, but these moderators are literally 12 years old. Now, I'm not knocking 12-year-olds. 12-year-olds today are vastly smarter than 12-year-olds in my day. That's that's not even a point, right? They just are, they're just exposed to a ton more stuff and get information instantly, which I believe, probably, crosses over into their IQ and everything. I would imagine, it's, if you got information at, like magic, it's literally at the touch of a fingertip. You have information from the world's best, sources. I think that, kids are a lot more aware, a lot more engaged. We think they're not, because we see them on their phones all day long, but they're engaged in that life. They're engaged in that atmosphere. That's their culture, right? Generation Z, that's their deal. They want to be engaged in an online community, sometimes more so than an actual social community, and I can't knock it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I used to tell my kids hey, you got to get outside and play, right? Because they wanted to stay in and game, and they wanted to do stuff like that, when they were super young. And I was like, that's cool, right? But there's totally a time for it. And you know what I'm saying? I just wanted my kids to go out there and play and be normal on the block like I was. And I'm not saying that's abnormal to not want that, but I'm just saying you got to get out there. You got to have some exercise. You got to get some sun. You need vitamin C. Sun delivers a lot of that. So you need to get out there. You need to get, some sun. Use sunblock, but you need some sun. And yeah. So I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh, moderators. Yeah. So back to moderators in your actual live streams. So I apologize, guys. I need a napkin. I'll be right back because I do have allergies. Okay, sorry. You know, listen to this. Sorry, guys. Honestly, the only reason I say allergies is because it pretty much is. I got rhinitis, or I don't even know how to pronounce it, man. But somebody called me a tweaker, right? On the chat, they were like, "Yeah, you're tweaking, bro." Yeah, rhinosinusitis. So that's what I have, because everybody was like, "Oh, dude, you're tweaking out, yo," and that is totally not the case. I have God, how did I just pronounce that? Rhinosinusitis. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna say pronounce, and then you guys will hear it right along with me.
Rhinosinusitis.
That's what,
Rhinosinusitis.
that's what I have.
Rhinosinusitis. Rhinosinusitis.
All right, I'll stop. I'll stop. I'll stop. But that's totally what I have, and it's chronic. And I mean, that's about it. It's not short term. So everybody was like, "Yo, you're tweaking." I was like, "No, I'm not tweaking." They were like, "Yeah, you are. You're totally on methamphetamine." I mean, they were talking like crazy, right? And that wasn't even like, I got a past where like I used to do bad things, and like now I don't do bad things. But so I guess people would have the natural inclination to believe that like I'm doing some kind of whatever, and that's the reason why my nose is runny all the time, right? But so rhinosinusitis, that's what I have, and that's like inflammation and swelling. I got chronic, so it's going to be there for like ever. And the only thing that the doctor, and I went to the doctor because I went to an ear, nose, and throat dude, and he was like, "Yeah, this is what you have," and he gave me like some antihistamine shit, and we'll see where that goes. And because like I don't have, it's literally like a drip, and it's a constant drip. Okay, so that's enough of my condition. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program. And the regularly scheduled program, what we were talking about is moderators, and how moderators sometimes, sorry about that, didn't mean to oh, look at my garage over here. There's my garage.
Why don't you do this
Right here.
unveiling of the coals?
What?
Show what you got.
Oh yeah. Well,
stuff,
I don't want to
okay?
be like, "Oh, here's all my good, nice new
No,
stuff."
you can just, it's not, it's from Kohl's. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
Shopping at Kohl's, that would be your catch grab.
Yeah, you're probably. I mean, I don't know.
You gotta start doing shit like that too.
I guess I'm live, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
let's get some music on or something.
Yeah, put some good music on. You got a good playlist. Make a playlist for online. This would be your first one. Be like episode 1, backyard episode. Number
I
1.
just said kicking back on a Sunday.
Okay, so we'll do that Kicking Back Sunday music list and click them.
This is Quinola. I know I'm gonna get copywritten striked for this.
You can't do it even if you get props to the person.
Well, I don't know. I mean, all props to Quinola, but yeah, I don't think so. I think they're gonna
Yeah,
copyright
music in
it.
the background.
I know people got music, but they're not, getting monetized.
You're just okay, but yes, they are.
No, they're
And
not
you
really.
can be listening to it, and this can be your reaction to this music.
Oh yeah, you know what? I know, but they only play like 3-second clips.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they
I've
do, and
watched
they
lots of
make it
stuff
like
on there.
that.
They got the whole thing.
Can you hear this? On this thing? Went back that way.
Ready.
Mm.
I'll check you out.
Let me
I'll
know.
answer you.
Yeah. Just text me. So I'm trying to figure out like if this laptop is even this camera. And I mean the process is really good. The graphics card is good, but it's webcam. So when I first got it, I mean it's got limitations because it's a Chromebook, so there are limitations. I'm a PC dude by my background. I'm a PC guy. So I always had like the latest version of whatever Windows would be sufficient, except like whatever. Anyway, I was going to say like XP and stuff like that. I had XP. XP was an awesome operating system. If anybody can remember that, I know you new kids can't because it's not your time. I mean, Windows 7, you guys are like, yeah, man, back in the day with Windows 7, I'm just like, oh my God. But anyway, that's me because like I'm old, you know what I mean? But, it is what it is. Anyway, back to moderators, right? So moderators, let's take this example. Nico Media, right? Oh, hi, Tough. Hi, little boy. There goes my cat.
Illinois, you'll find wonder in every
Hi,
direction.
Tough.
Feel the vibrant energy of Chicago as you explore the Lakefront Trail or take in
Shut
unforgettable
this.
skyline
Say
views.
hi.
Beyond the city, Illinois, charm.
Oh, now you
In the
just got
Shawnee
him all
National
crazy,
Forest,
smashing the
zip
table.
lining
Some
goes
ass.
and
No,
feel
you
the
did it
vast
to the table.
vast
Anyway,
from
back to
Lake
moderators. So I was
Michigan
talking about moderators, right?
Illinois shines all
Yeah.
over.
Knock off Crocs.
Today.
All right.
Go around the house.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
should have got 5, 6 of these little girls.
I doubt it. No, I doubt it.
Kick on. You gotta kick on. Try it.
All right, let me see.
Corvette Stingray for $50,000 cash. Your first entry is free. Play to earn additional entries now. And be there for the drawing stuck at 5 p.m. on May 24th.
Yeah.
That's when you can
Don't
kickstart
bet.
your summer in a hot new Corvette and
Put that
kickstart
thing
your
at the
winning
back.
moments exclusively
Yeah.
at Wind Creek Casino.
If you don't have that thing at the back of your thing,
Look.
look. The shit just broke. Okay, you take them off.
Wow.
No, they come off. Take it off. I don't want it on. I just want to like slip things. That's what I want.
Yeah, the fake Crocs don't work. So here, not for me anyway. They're sorry about that. They're too small. So I'm gonna stick to my Adidas slide. That's what.
Almost wrong.
Oh, there's a lot of cat hair. There's a lot of cat hair. Oh, you know what, man? I think I made the stream for kids or something. Not kids, but I said like, it was gonna be like PC, politically correct. So no swearing. You can't swear. If you swear, then we're out of there. Then they're definitely gonna be like, oh, this is bogus. This dude is so bogus. And they're gonna try to fire me off of this platform. Because they do it a lot to a lot of people. They do it. You know what I mean? Did you like my stream? Huh? Okay, good. I can't believe how good this webcam is actually doing, except for the sound. The sound is total garbage. Huh? Yeah, I think you did. Can you hear the music? Find out. She was supposed to go do that last time. Oh, she already broke her shoes. Yep. So, yeah, that's that with that. That's Quinola too. I don't know. He just reminds me of Juice. He reminds me of Juice World so much. And I'm not trying to like draw comparisons or anything, you know what I'm saying? Because like this dude is not Juice World. Okay, he's not. He's just not Juice World. He sounds a little bit like him, you know what I'm saying? But Juice World, bro, let me be honest. Juice World was a genius. He really was. Juice World was a genius. And I'm gonna say it because his freestyles were insane. I'm talking like off the hook, next level. He was like, he had this one rap, and he was freestyling, and he was like, cheat codes. I said left, right, down, up, down, or something like that, right? Cheat codes. So he's like cheat codes, down, left, right, left. whatever the cheat codes were for that whatever game he was talking about. He was giving cheat codes, and then he said, "Yeah, I'm saying cheat codes," and I was like, "What? That dude is insane, man. Who comes up with stuff like that? I mean, that's just." And he was coming off the dome. Everything was off the dome with that dude, and it was just nuts. I mean, he had writtens, you know what I'm saying? Dude had writtens, but it wasn't like, you know, his freestyles were just special, and they were like, magical, right? This dude, Kinola, he's an up and comer, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely is causing a little stir, and a lot of people are like, "Yo, you just trying to knock off Juice World," It's really not that. It's not that he's knocking off anything. It's just his flavor, and that's what he does. You know what I'm saying? He's got a little bit more emo in him than Juice World. You know what I'm saying? He's got the emotional, the emotional level of Lil Peep, and got the flow of Juice World, but the words are different, and they don't pack as much meaning in Kinola's. Now that's just my opinion, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, like Party Girl, let's take that for example. That song Party Girl, that's a good song to party to, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? To bump in the club or whatever, kind of like an alternative club. I mean, it's not even gonna bump in like, South Florida, Miami scene. It's not gonna bump in that club unless you remix it. Let me just put it that way. But it is what it is. I like King Nola. I think he's pretty good, and he's an up and comer. If he changes his stuff, this is who is this? This is Young Jules. Is that Young Jules? No, Jace. Oh my God, it's Jace. This is Jace. Jace with an apostrophe. But then I also seen that he got a new YouTube channel, and it's called JAYZE Jays or something like that. I don't even know, man. It was something really weird, right? I was like, what? Wait a minute. Like, I followed you on SoundCloud, bro. So that's how old I am, right? Like, SoundCloud is a thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, SoundCloud's a thing. So it's just like, man, okay, cool. I'm watching this dude, following this dude, and then he puts out a YouTube video, and the video is like with a different name on it. You know what I'm saying? What is that about? Why do you got a different name? Because like you had a little following, you had a little momentum going on the on the SoundCloud stuff and the Bandcamp. Like he had a pretty good following on the Bandcamp and the SoundCloud stuff, right? He just did. And then he changed his name like midstream. That'd be like Snoop Dogg, you know what I'm saying? Just all of a sudden being like, no, bro, I'm not Snoop Dogg, I'm Dog Pound. Or whatever. What? No. I thought that, but we're just gonna make sloppy jokes. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen today. Yeah, my aunt's like, I thought you said you were gonna buy food. Well, I was gonna buy food, but instead I bought a cake. We got flowers, cards. I made her a cupcake. Right? I'm gonna upload that. So I gotta upload it like in a little bit because anyway, I just gotta do it. I gotta do it because if I don't upload this video, it's not gonna be Mother's Day, and people are gonna be like, bro, you're like about 3 days late. So I'm gonna have to upload this, pretty quickly today. Wait about a couple hours. It's 4:08 right now. Wait till 7, and I'll upload it. Right now, my aunt was like, "What are you guys gonna do? Are you, because Andre said he's gonna go and get Chinese food." I did say that. I said, "Yeah, bro, we'll go get Chinese." I didn't say bro. I don't call her bro, but I was like, "Yeah, we'll definitely go somewhere and get Chinese food. Not even go somewhere. We were just gonna get Chinese food. We were gonna order out, or I was gonna go pick it up and then bring it home. And that was gonna be it because I said I don't feel like cooking. But now we've got Sloppy Joe's, And so, why not make that, right? I've got ground beef sitting in the refrigerator. So that's that with that. We're going to be making some sloppy joes. And I got coleslaw and I got potato salad. So, and some olives. So that's a rapola for me in Mother's Day 2025. You know what I'm saying? I got the wife a card and I got her, I got her some stuff. I took her shopping. So we went to Kohl's because I got a Kohl's credit card. No, that's not the only reason, but they got name brand stuff at Kohl's. And if you want name brand stuff, it's a good place to go. But if you're kind of like big boned, like I am, if you're a big boned dude, then 2X is the maximum capacity at Kohl's. I'll be honest. I mean, you can go to the big and tall section, but I'm talking like if that's like 5X. They don't really have like an in-betweener for like a 3X. They don't have, in fact, I've never seen a 3X at Kohl's. So if you are 220, no, take that back. If you're 200 and above, you're good to go at Kohl's. If you're over 200, you may have a problem. If you're 200 to 220, you might have a problem. Now, if you're 250, golden. They got 4X, 5X. You know what I'm saying? And they got some even larger ones. So I think the most I seen was like a 7X, right? And that was in their big and tall. So in their big and tall, they had, in their big and tall, they had 5 or 7X. That was the biggest I seen there. But if you're in this weird weight category, which is kind of like what I'm going through right now, actually, no, I lost a total of like 20 pounds since I've been doing this and I've been taking care of myself and I've been like on my little diet thing or whatever. I lost 20 pounds, right? And then it fluctuated and I gained some, but then I lost it back. And then it was a yo-yo for like a month here, but now I got it straightened out. And so I'm now 200 pounds. I will be 290 in a month, let's say. Right? That's a good goal. 290, 290, I mean 190 in a month. I'm hitting that under 200 mark. And yeah, Kohl's fits. If you're 200, Kohl's fits. I mean, you still can see your gut a little bit, right? But it fits. Not like I'm trying to, fit into a medium. You know what I'm saying? But like, an extra large, definitely. That's a good size for me. They go up to 2X, but for me personally, 1X, that's my body frame, that's my size. If I go bigger than 1X, then the shirt, it literally just like hangs off of me and it's like past my waist, almost down to the middle of my groin. You know what I mean? Because I'm not that tall. I'm 5'10. That's really not tall at all. 5'10 is not tall for a man. Not anymore, anyway. It used to be like in 1950. In 1950, if you were 5'10, you were the center on a basketball team. That's no BS. You were literally the center on a basketball team if you were 5'10. And this is how old I am. It's not the 1950s, not nowhere near that decade. However, this is how old I am. When I was in school, I've been 5'10 since I was 13 years old. So, well, I just got hit with a twig because I'm outside. Anyway, you could see the bullshit. I mean, the stuff on my garage. I got to clean that for the next broadcast. Thank God it's blurred. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So this is how old I am. I used to play basketball between 6th and 8th grade. When I was in 6th grade, I was like 5'7". 7th grade, I was like 5'8", 5'9". But then in 8th grade, boom, I hit a growth spurt and I became 5'10" almost overnight. Like my bones hurt because I stretched. And I was the tallest one in my class at that time. There's only one other guy that was taller than me, and he didn't play basketball. But I've been playing basketball for 2 years before the 8th grade year, right? And I was I was a forward, this dude Chris Alm, he was our point guard, and he was good. He was a little guy, but he was really good. You know what I'm saying? He was our Scotty. No, not Scotty Pippen, I wouldn't say. But whatever. Anyway, so I played it for a few years, right? And I became center. Then as soon as I hit that growth spurt, bang, they put me in center. And I'm like, dang, I'm playing center now. And that was it. I played center. By the time I got to high school, I quit sports. I didn't want to participate in any kind of sport. One of my daughters, she went really far in volleyball. She played volleyball all through high school. Then she became a doctor in college, and I don't think she really had time for sports. She went to SIU and UIC because that's where she did her graduate. So she did her undergrad at SIU and her graduate at UIC. She became a veterinary surgeon or zoological surgeon or some kind of big animal doctor. And I say that with the proudest, I say that in the proudest possible way. I mean, I knew she could do whatever she put her mind to. All my kids are like that, where, they literally just, they got it, a good mindset where they're like, oh, if I want that, I'm going to do that. And like, nothing's going to stop me from doing that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know there are different roles in society. I know people have different societal perspectives or viewpoints on how a woman is supposed to act, especially if they're like a trade wife. And what I mean by trade wife, man, that's a traditional wife, right? And I used to have a traditional wife, right? She used to like stay home, take care of the kids when they were super young, and I used to go out and work. You know what I'm saying? And I had my own business, and I was a lead abatement contractor. And I did that for the city of Chicago. Not for the city of Chicago. Although I did receive like 10% of my jobs from the city of Chicago. I actually wasn't employed by the city. Now my middle daughter, Christina, she's employed by the city of Chicago. So, and my oldest is a phlebotomist. So phlebotomist, doctor, and project manager who is doing 311 call center right now. So, but she keeps putting in for jobs, and you know how it works in the city of Chicago. If you're in the city and you got a job and you put in for it, you're probably going to get whatever job you're going for, or at least you're going to be competing with other city people against against other perspectives. Nobody's going to come in on the new and grab a city job. It just doesn't work like that. My daughter was kind of fortunate. She was going out with a guy who was already working for the city. Now, I'm not saying that that's who got her job or anything like that, right? Because, like I said, my daughter, all of them are raised correctly where they think, that, and they don't need a man. And I'm not saying like it's bad to need a man in any kind of way. I'm not saying that. But all I'm saying is that these kids were, they know how to make it. They don't have to rely on anybody for anything, and they can just carve their own path and like do it. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like what I hope they would be when they grow up, and they are. So, I didn't encourage my daughters to play football. I didn't encourage my daughters to get on the men's basketball team or co-ed volleyball. You know what I mean? Like then they played women's sports if they were going to play it. Girls sports, they played that. And I'm taking a political view on this, but it is what it is. It was a lot different in our day than it is now. And I'm not trying to be like, I'm not isolating a community or anything like that. I just think that, the way that it was might not necessarily been that progressive. You know what I mean? But like everybody knew where they stood. Today it's like a different type of feel. You know what I mean? Like people are literally just so hypersensitive, and I don't know, man. It's just kind of crazy. But what can you do, right? It is what it is. This is Young Jules. Summer Nights, Young Jules, 10 years ago. He used to be a SoundCloud dude. He used to be SoundCloud. That was my thing. I ain't gonna lie. SoundCloud, that used to be my you know what I'm saying? Because you could literally go on there, find artists that had like 6 people that viewed their video, or not video, but listened to their music. 6 people, man. 6. And I'd be so excited to be the 7th. Or I'd be even super more excited to be or the second person to listen to like some track that nobody on the planet has ever heard before. I found that super exciting. That was a great time in music, man. I ain't even gonna lie, that was a great time in music. And I mean, it's still like that, right? You don't have to plug in and go to Spotify or Pandora or YouTube Music or Amazon Music. You don't have to do any of that, man. You could still use SoundCloud. You can go right to SoundCloud right now today and listen to like new artists, man. I mean, it's like a German company, whatever, but like they did their job, man. They put down for like new artists and shit. And I think SoundCloud is part of the reason rappers actually have control over their own careers. You know what I'm saying? Or the opportunity is there now to be independent and control your own destiny. You don't have to cut the record labels in. You don't have to do any Tom McDonald. Now, a lot of people I'm probably gonna get a little bit of hate for that. You know what I'm saying? And because he's like, he's a Trumpster, you know what I mean? And like my ideology doesn't align with that. However, Tom McDonald, I kind of like him, right? Because he calls it like he sees it. And I know everybody says he's like homophobic and he's this and he's that and whatever. Anyway, the point of the conversation is that this guy, Tom McDonald, he says what he wants to say. He puts it out there, like him, don't like him, whatever. He just says what he needs to say, and that's why I like him. I'm not aligned with his political ideology, but I just think his common sense that's pretty he's pretty on target with the common sense factor, you know. And I mean, we're living in a weird, climate, a weird time. I've in my lifetime, it's never been this, ambiguous. It's never been this, this shade of gray, right? Where everything is just subject to change and like, this is truth and this is an alternate truth. What? Wait a minute. How are there 2 truths? There's like truth and a lie. Truth, lie. There's truth, lie. It's not open for interpretation. There's no interpretation in right or wrong. There's no interpretation of yes or no. There's no interpretation for that as well. It is what it is. And that's that. But we're living in a crazy time. Crazy time. So I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh, back to music, right? So yeah, SoundCloud, man. I still go to SoundCloud and I still support SoundCloud because SoundCloud helps artists achieve, what they want to achieve in terms of taking control of their own music, their own image. There's no 360 with SoundCloud. You don't have to cut them in or cut it out like you have to with every other, corporate, record label and record exec and anybody who's, tied to the system. And I don't care, if it's Rockefeller or whatever, bro. It's all, so Tom McDonald, he did it himself. No promotion, no anything, right? And that's what I'm saying. SoundCloud is integral to a career, like you can use that. You can use that as a platform. Bandcamp too, I get a lot of my the music that I listen to and stuff is really not, I stopped listening to radio music 20 years ago. That's no lie. 20 years ago I stopped. I mean, if you're in the car and like, your kids are driving or your wife's driving and you hear something, they're in control of the radio, then okay, cool. I hear whatever's on the radio. Other than that, I have my phone plugged right into the Bluetooth in the car, and that's that with that. I'm listening to my playlist, you know what I'm saying, of new artists who I like, who their rotation isn't necessarily, even easily categorized or easily tracked or easily found. Even, you know what I'm saying? You got to kind of like dig the music I listen to. You kind of got to dig for it. I mean, I like I like mainstream artists. Don't get me wrong. I do. I like mainstream artists. However, you know, I do like independent artists that ain't corrupted by the machine of music yet. You know what I'm saying? And when I say the machine of music, I mean by corporate music. You know what I'm saying? Like industry plant type shit, right? Where a motherfucker, or a guy might have come out, 6 months ago, and now he's going, double platinum. How is that, man? How is it that bands used to have to tour, you know what I mean, for 2 years before they'd get a platinum album, but now people are doing it at the drop of a dime? It's nuts. I can't believe I find it hard to believe that America is that like duped into actually believing that some of this music is like good music, right? Like how can you believe that some of this music is good music, right? Now, and I know I'll probably get a ton of hate for this, right? But Bruno Mars, come on, really, Bruno Mars, bro? Seriously, like, man, I mean, I don't think he's that good of a singer. I don't think he's that good of an act. I just don't. I think he should have probably stayed in Hawaii or wherever he's from, and called it a rap, dude. Because I thought he was a little fruity in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? He had like at least a 5-pound bag of sugar in his tank. I know he did, or does, and he's one of these generational kids who are like, hey, that's cool, I'd do that. He's trying to like front like he doesn't, but you know what, come on, bro. It's Hollywood, it's LA. He's been to Diddy parties. Come on, we all know that dude's been to Diddy parties. That's the bottom line. Bruno Mars, you go to Diddy parties, bro. Yeah, you go to Diddy parties. Checking the time. Oh, I love, dude. That's Chef G. He's from New York. Him and Sleepy Hollow got a joint. They got a couple joints, actually. Him and Sleepy Hollow. I like Sleepy Hollow a lot. I'll play Sleepy Hollow next.
Why them niggas pissed? Why them niggas mad? Why them niggas? Because I got it in there. Shorty want to stick. Let's see on my. Put it on her. Put it on her. Put it on her. I'm going up like an elevator. Baby, see me now. Can't see me later. No. Gang living life. And you can't get the recipe. Ain't no getting next to me. Ain't no getting next to we. Boy, we getting money. And they love it. Tickle in her stomach. Got her coming. Baby, like Alexa. You get everything that you expect. Yes. Body different, I'm not like the rest. Baby, don't come and chill. Catch a vibe today. We just get hard today. We just catching vibes today. Boyfriend strips, nigga bitch, cause she ride away. She just wanna ride away.
I gotta go to the washroom.
On the bill out, made another meal on the way out. Look. I was just in jail sending mail out. I was in the with the real killer, show you how to eat and keep it close. Look. Get a few scars on the way. I done did it though, but I know in the crew. She like, Chef, you got too much to lose. Look. They didn't know I got too much to lose. Now they treating me different. I can't go, got a few minutes late. But they know I'm the greatest. Baby, don't stress. Come and chill. Catch a vibe today. We just getting high today. We just catching vibes today. Boyfriend strips. She ride away. She just wanna ride the wave. She just wanna ride the wave. 0.5 wanna feel low. Need to hear that again. Good morning. Good work.
Thanks, baby.
Great Sean on the beat, by the way.
Look. Gotta watch the back door, cause they creeping. They praying on my downfall. You be careful what you ask for. Why you mad? I already made it. Look, I already done it. I already did it. You niggas broke. My niggas real and you niggas cap. Look, so my niggas real and you niggas cap. You niggas broke. My niggas real and you niggas cap. So my niggas real and you niggas cap. Look, we gonna blow your stash trying to keep up, shorty. You got fat and keep up with the money, with the work, work. She say, how the mother niggas they be born while I'm talking money. She be feeling horny. You know that nigga, yeah. You know that nigga, yeah. Put a couple bands on my young bitch. I was on the gram showing horse shit. Better get it too, come and get breached. Diamonds on me looking like some candy. Let's go. Everywhere I go, I make it litty. They know who the biggest in the city. You niggas, brokey. My niggas real and you niggas cap. Look, so my niggas real and you niggas cap. You niggas, brokey. My niggas real and you niggas cap. So my niggas real and you niggas cap. You niggas. No.
Gates, baby.
The NBA playoffs are here. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SoundCloud. That's code SoundCloud for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
MK. Who won't smoke me? Who won't smoke me? Who won't smoke me? Nigga, who won't smoke me? Who won't smoke me? Who won't smoke me? Who won't smoke me? Nigga, who won't smoke me? Who won't smoke me? I'm trying to fuck a nigga lungs up. They be like, no, don't put them damn guns up. Fuck that. Say big brother, bring on guns out. Wanna smoke? We get the spinning while the sun out. I ain't never lacking out punk gas with my gun out. Scream out what's happening to get the bus until it run out. All these niggas hiding like what they got, it ain't no fun now. 762, knock a nigga lungs out. 1, 2, 3, 4, kick your focus on. So 6, 7, 8, nigga was out, eat your face. Can't say that nigga one OJ. I'm gonna kill 14 niggas in 13 bitch. We was play. I think my drink hold my DJ. Why?
Cause he blowing.
We got a brand new lighter.
Huh?
There's a pro nigga. Call me Nardo, yes man. I don't know, nigga. You can say your best man.
You gonna lose your best hitter.
What the fuck is that?
We all know this, right? Everybody. Nardo Wick. Yeah, we all know Nardo Wick.
They be on my page like Slav Vaughn. I know they trolling me. Outside with y'all big homie be on, I keep the folks with me. Got it back in blood, y'all just don't know that's how it's supposed to be. Call him for a feature just to kill him, cause we know he's who the fuck is that? Bro, go check the door, look out the window, don't forget the strap. I be on they ass when I see ops, I do forget I rap. I be on this shit wherever I'm at, I learned that from the rap. We gon' drink whatever niggas tell him just to say how. They be like he wasn't even with that shit whenever a nigga die. Mercy won't always lie to y'all whenever a nigga die. Stand a nigga stable as they check just to keep y'all quiet. Bro, no stump his ass. Better do what Nardo said, cause niggas die for pumping gas. Why you act like that shit so exclusive, bitch? That's public ass. Ain't no nigga we don't fuck with, come around, we stump his ass. Nardo voice, creep up out that cut, we like Nardo voice.
We need a real can opener. Like you did a drill. You gotta take a pill. Oh, and that boy.
Mickey Mouse, bitch, you in the
Look
total,
at that
that
boy.
boy. On my gun,
With a switch, cause I'm fucking rich.
I don't take no twist to throw no fear. Get shot in your shit. Old niggas steady trying to dish. Fuck up on my dick. Caught him leaving bingo with his bitch. And we sent a blitz. Narco trying to fight me by the stick. It's his turn to blitz. I can't even roll my own shit. Pussy don't exist. 1, 2,
3, 4.
Niggas mad I fuck they hoe. 5, 6, 7, 8. Pussy that got hit with this shade. 9, 10, 11, 12. Don't got L, they got to change.
Be right back.
14, 15, 16. How to say
Hit his face.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Hit that little bitch front or back. Pest control, who called about rats? Pussy. Who won't smoke with us? 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 Nigga. I be with real killers. I'm a rapping street nigga. Copy paste delete niggas. I ain't wait till we see niggas. Who won't smoke it's free. All the oppa sweet. Swish. Hop out middle of the street. Hit him. Soon as he fall off his feet. Camels been out all week. C3 RIP. If my shooters all eat it. You can tell that we rich. Pull up all and swish. Metal all ahead. Now I'm all legit. Shout not a win. Bitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck the op, them niggas pose. 5, 6, 7, 8. Climb the race, we GDK. 9, 10, 11, 12. No man still ain't go to jail. 100K check in the mail. Put that away just for bail. The crap we do still. Think I still got the bill. Fans be negative as hell. Fuck that shit, I just prepare. And y'all hold 100 shells. Aim that bitch shoot.
It was a prop.
No limit, I never care. Then they block, they never there. Plus, what the fuck is that?
They're asking why is like an old man listening to rap music, right? Because I grew up with rap music. I'm from Chicago.
Touch my fucking neck.
I'm from Chicago. Everybody listened to rap. Like back in the day, it was Run DMC, you know what I mean? But it was like KRS-One, and it was like Nas, and it was like I can remember Illmatic. Dude, I remember rap back in the day when like rap was, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people really like, I mean, they had ugly flow. I'm not saying people don't got flow now, but you know what I mean. Let's get something a little more eclectic in our playlist, shall we? Let me see.
Thinking about a trip to the Mojave City.
What can I say? That's SoundCloud, right? SoundCloud, literally, I'm not gonna, so you guys don't have to listen to that.
Casually adventurous.
I'll just turn it lower so you guys don't have to hear that. Anyway, you know, that's part of the, it's just like YouTube, man. If you're on YouTube, you're on YouTube and I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you're getting to surf and you're getting to do all this stuff for free and you don't have YouTube Plus or whatever, where you're paying a subscription fee, then you are the product. You yourself are the product. You know what I mean? Like everything that they show you, everything, the images, everything you see pretty much is going to be geared towards selling you something. So you, my friend, are the product. If you don't have, I'm not saying like YouTube Plus is any better, right? You just don't have advertisements. That's just about it. But I mean, they still get you somewhere along the way. That's how it is. That's how Amazon got me, right? I paid for Amazon, no commercials. They have movies now that are commercial. No matter what, you got to pay even a larger premium. So if you want to have Amazon with no commercials whatsoever, that's going to cost you like $18, almost $20 a month. If you just want no commercials or sporadic commercials, that's $6.99 a month plus $2.99, and I get a discount because I'm old. So whatever. So I listen to SoundCloud. I listen to SoundCloud quite a bit because this is a remix. Chris Brown, Marvin's Room. Yeah. Just checking out my fire. So man, I was watching this dude, Nico Media. Everybody calls him the team who got, well, actually, I'm not even gonna, like, no cap. Okay. When Nico didn't have anybody, bro, I know he's been on YouTube for a while and he's been doing this for a few years, like maybe 5 or whatever. But I've been with dude from the jump, right? Before his TikTok took off, before any of this stuff took off, I was with this dude, bro. And I literally was like, man, you know, your comment section, right? Everybody's making fun of him because he's black and he's an albino. So people, you know, he was a lol cow. Let's just say that, right? Dude was a lol cow. And you know, that's kind of like low hanging fruit, right? But whatever, it doesn't matter because what I'm saying is what made it funny is that he wasn't aware of it at first. He wasn't aware that, like, you know, people were laughing at him and not laughing with him. However, that being said, you know, I mean, I started calling him the Timu God. I coined that. Now, that's no cap. I coined it. You can go back and back into his chats and find my shit saying, yo, bro, that's Timu God. You know, especially when he got his gold grill that fell out of his mouth, all that type of shit. People are calling him Timu Grill God, all kinds of bullshit, right? But I said Timu God. And that's stuck, man. And I should have trademarked that shit because now Nico's he's really going pretty good, you know. He's got a good channel going, man. He's got like 24,000 subs, you know, which is like crushing me. I have no subs. I am the smallest dude on the internet. That's no lie. You know, I'm gonna try changing that. I'm gonna go live more. I'm gonna do more stuff. You know, unfortunately, I got a job, so it's like I have to balance bills and I have to balance a job and balance getting new equipment like this microphone here. You know, it's a Razer. It's a Razer microphone. It's a gaming microphone. I'm not gonna front. It's a gaming microphone. You know, and my laptop that you're viewing me on right now is a $500 Chromebook. No lie, but works for me. You know, totally works for me. Anyway, back to Nico, right? So I call him Timu God, and now he's using it just about in every video, which, you know, much love. I hope he does. I hope he uses that, you know. And, you know, I'm not asking for like credit or anything for any of that at all, right? I just let him, like, I had 1,500 subscribers on my TikTok channel. So I let him, I mean, not let him, but I pushed him. You know, I was like, yeah, Nico, Timu God, you got to go check his channel out, right? And I'm not saying like I was integral at any way. I'm not saying like I helped him get not even one viewer, right? But I'm just saying 1,500 viewers got to see who this dude was, you know, right? Because like I would, you know, comment on him or whatever, right? And his comment section was funny. And that's what I said to him too. I was like, man, Nico, this comment section is funny, bro. I was like, you got to keep going with this comment. You know, and he was like, what? And I was like, dog, I said, your comment section. This is Alan Walker. Alan Walker. I'll turn it up a little. Anyways, that's for the EDM people, man. You know what I mean? Tomorrowland people. Everybody in Tomorrowland. This is for you. People in Tomorrowland, this is for you.
For someone to show me what I'm like. He said, I know it's like a and you can see it's time. Boy, we're looking at it.
This is for the Tomorrowland kids. This is for the Tomorrowland kids. This is for you. This is for you, Tomorrowland kids. Generation Z. I'm Generation X. X. We just hit different. Generation X just hits different. What? Huh? Okay. I'll go with that. I'll go with that. That's tight. See, I'm never gonna get old, man, because like I listen to like stuff that like I was driving this dude, like I'm a driver. That's what I do for my living. I drive people. I'm a non-emergency medical transportation driver, right? So I had to go to I had to be trained like in first responder courses, you know. So like I can transport ambulatory people, people who are in stretchers, people that require urgent care, immediate care, or need to be on life support or any of those things. I'm certified literally from Southern Illinois University to transport these people in a very safe, monitored, accountable, comfortable, dignified way to transport people in the worst possible time in their life. Like I'm not an Uber driver, right? I don't pull up to your house because you need a ride to the grocery store or you need a ride to where I don't show up for that. That's not my job. My job is to go pick people up that are sick, that are cancer patients, that are on dialysis, and just the worst times of these people's life, right? And then I transport people who have psychological issues. Okay, they might not have physical issues, but their mind is broken in some type of way, and they just need some help. And I'm all about that. Like I was broken, I'm broken. I need help. Who doesn't need help, right? Today, everybody needs help. But what I'm saying is, I drive people who are in the worst shape of their life, and that gets kind of heavy sometime, because I already had like some senior citizens that passed away on me that I was kind of like a little bit close with and everything. This one lady, she was Russian and she had no family here whatsoever. And she liked fresh vegetables, strawberries in particular, and fresh onions. And she never had them on her menu at the nursing home, right? I would take her to her doctor's appointments. So she asked me if she paid me $10, would I stop at the grocery store, let her hobble into the grocery store and get some fresh strawberries and a fresh onion, right? I was like, wow, this lady was breaking my heart. She's like, I have no family. She spoke with a real thick Russian accent. You know what I'm saying? She had no family here, no nothing. In the nursing homes, man, I mean, yeah, guys, I'm taking care of my 86-year-old aunt right now, right? Who has memory problems. Let's say that in the nicest way I can, right? She has memory issues sometimes, whatever, and she gets in trouble with her email and her credit card online sometimes, right? So me and my wife decided that we're going to stay here and we're going to take care of her because she doesn't want to go to a nursing home. Yeah, we'll eat out here, I guess. It's done right now. Yeah. Okay. I got to make the table. Anyway, what I was saying is this Russian lady, right? She wanted hey, you go to the grocery store. So I stopped, and there's no way I would charge her $10, right? So what I did is I went in there and we had a wheelchair. I had a wheelchair in the back of my car. I'm required, not really required, but I found out that if I take a wheelchair with me, then there won't be no cancellations, no mistakes. Because sometimes I picked up people that needed to go in a wheelchair and they had no wheelchair. So I bring a wheelchair with me now. I know it sounds strange, but that's what I do because I'm an NEMT driver, not an Uber driver. So I take the lady to the store and I get her out of the car, put her in the wheelchair, and we go shopping, right? We go shopping. And she was like, I'll be really quick. I said, no, you can take your time. Get whatever you want. You can take your time. Oh, I only got a couple dollars. I said, you don't have to give me any money, number one. And I'm like, just get what you want. If you don't have enough change at the end of it, I said, I'll help you. Oh, I can't do that. I was like, no, I'm not, just come on. So we start going, pushing her, and I got a cart, and I'm juggling the cart, and I'm juggling her, and we're getting it. We're getting down there, and she got her fresh strawberries, and I think she got some cherries, and she got like some fresh asparagus, and she got some spinach, and she got her onions and a couple of potatoes, and God, I can't remember everything that she got, but she got some good stuff. And then when we went to the checkout, then I paid for it, because She was cool. She was a cool Russian lady, man. And she just needed a little bit of help. It wasn't like I, gave her $100 bill or something. I mean, my God, the groceries didn't even come up to probably $30. It was less than $30, right? So I figured, man, just as a human being on a human level, I could do that. You know what I mean? Like, who wouldn't want to do that for someone? I mean, I know there's people that don't want to do anything for anybody, but that ain't going to help the world. That's poison and toxic to the world. You got to be a good person, be the best person that you can be. And hopefully that rubs off onto someone. And maybe one day you'll make a difference in somebody's life, because that lady was totally happy. She was totally content with everything. And, we took our time, and I didn't rush her. And she got to go out, and she was just like crying. And it was like super emotional for me too, right? Because I'm like, man, this lady literally has nobody, right? And I made like a mental note, to be super nice whenever I see her. And if I go to the building, to just stop by, knock on her door, and say hi, because I go to her building a few times a month, you know. So anyway, I do that with two other ladies. I knock on their door and I chat with them when I go to their buildings, right? Because I know them, you know. And so, you know, about a month later, I see her one other time. I drive her. We didn't go to the store this time, but I did pull through a McDonald's, and I got her a one of those frappuccino things. That's all she wanted. And she thanked me again and everything. She said, she hopes she sees me again. And I said, yeah, I'll stop by and say hi if I'm not driving, if I come to the building. So then I went home, and then I came back. I came to her building again, probably about a week and a half later. And like I promised, I was going to go and knock on her door. And I went and I knocked on her door, and then nobody answered. So I debated whether to leave in a note. And when I was in the hallway, the lady across the hall from her opened her door and said that she passed away, you know. Yeah, she passed away. So, that sucks, because like I took a liking to her, and I probably seen her a total of, 5 times or something like that. But, she was really cool, and she just needed a little bit of help, and I helped her, and then she passed away. And so far that's happened to like 3 people that I got kind of close with. So sometimes it's kind of a hard job to do in a way, Like, I guess if you were like a first responder and all you see all day long is car crashes, I imagine that would have to, you know, I imagine you would be taking that home sometimes. That's what I had to learn, the separation, and that's why I'm taking care of my aunt, because I know how the nursing homes are. I really do. And if you think like, you don't need to monitor your people once they're there, you need to monitor your people no matter what. You got to go there, check on them, see them, check in once a week, no matter what. Even if you stay for 20 minutes, get a good look at them, because I'm going to tell you why. My aunt, okay, not the aunt now, but her mom, okay, her mom was in a nursing home. So the lady I'm taking care of right now, which is my aunt, right? She put her mom in a nursing home, and her mom got abused in the nursing home. Her mom had to sit in her own feces. She was dehydrated. She was unclean. She was crying, emotionally distressed, right? She was having a nervous breakdown. It was, my aunt had a stroke, and it was like a grand mal seizure. So the grand mal seizure completely paralyzed her on her right side. So she couldn't walk too good. She couldn't do anything, especially when she had the stroke, right? So it was like, man, she was, helpless, and people took advantage of the situation, and she was abused as a result of that. So my aunt saw that and was like, nope, and took her home, and then stayed, kept her, actually gave up her own bedroom for her mom, and her mom lived another like 14 years, you know what I'm saying? Which is great, man, because that was my aunt and I loved her. So kudos to my aunt for keeping her mom there for me and for her, you know what I'm saying? She lived a good next 14 years. I already did, kind of. Why? What else do you need? How much more room do you need? No, I'm gonna disconnect this in a second. What? Yeah, I know. I don't know. Hold on, because all right, I'm gonna disconnect. I am going. I'm gonna end this live stream. I've been on here for an hour and hour and 14 minutes. So I'm gonna be gone. I'm leaving.
You gonna drink water?
I'm gonna drink a pop. Yeah, it goes against my diet, but it's Mother's Day, yo. I'm gonna have a piece of cake too.
I know.
I'll film it.
I got the oven heated so I can do the French fries because we're having French fries and